Well, on this special edition of African Football Connect, we are speaking to Mr. Thabang Mahlako. Mr. Thabang Mahlako is one of officials of the game, especially when you talk about periodization, when you talk about the physical conditioning. Maybe, Thabang, let's just introduce you to our viewers here on African Football Connect and tell us more about your background in the game.
Okay, hence you've tried to introduce me. Yes, my name is Thabang Mahlako. I'm a strength and conditioning coach and also an assistant coach. So hence, my history of the game, I started well at the Strength and School of Excellence. I was there for almost 2 years as their strength and conditioning coach.
So
and
you worked a lot with Lifa?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
He's the one who initiated me in the game. Yeah, he's my mentor actually.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was there for about 2 years, and then I went to the NFD when Marumo Gallants was in the NFD. So those are the teams that I've already worked with.
Yeah, and so for those maybe who are not aware of what really happens in the space, in the preseason phase, what happens in the preseason phase, because there's a whole lot of talking about loading and also ensuring that you don't have these players running a lot in the middle of the season.
Yeah, what a good question. So, but yeah, with this precision periodization and loading, like we have two types of loading. We have the internal load and we also have the external load. So, hence you can see now in the world as large, in Europe, in Africa, most teams are in the preseason. So, what really takes place in the preseason is a whole lot, because when the players come back, they go for the medicals, medical evaluation, like functional screening and also blood tests. So from there, and then they go to the grass. So in the grass, it also goes with the head coach. What does he want to load? How does he want to load his players? And hence you have mentioned about this running. So does the coach want his players to run, or does the coach want intelligent players? So when they go into the grass, that's where the loading starts. To say, are you going to load the players mentally, or are you going to load the players physically? Because those are two different things, but they have to be holistic. So you have to match the mental side of the game, the physical side of the game, the technical side of the game. So from in the prison, that's where the coach really have to take periodization serious, to say, okay, now, and check with the schedule of the season to say, okay, now we have this period of the season where maybe we are playing about 80 to 45 games in a season, because of some teams they take place in the CAF Champions League. So with your question, when you speak about periodization, what I can say, most coaches, they think that no, they can prepare the tank of the player for the whole season, and that's highly impossible, because you can't really prepare the tank of the players for the whole season, because periodization is like when you're taking a bath, you only bath for the event that you're going to. So in the preseason, you're only preparing the players for the first official game of the season.
Mm-hmm. I can also imagine that. Especially now during this phase of the season, especially for the players who are also involved with the national team players and with the national teams, and they arrived a bit late, that also had to be managed as well.
Yeah, I think with those players that they joined the teams late, it's actually good, because they have to rest. Rest is very important for the players, because maybe there are some. Let me maybe try to touch on. There's something that we call chronic load. The chronic load is all the loading that they've acquired during the season. So now, hence you said, like, some players, they are joining late because maybe they're at the national team. So they were just trying to give them some resting period, so that when they come, they are fresh. Because the freshness of the players is very pivotal for them to maintain their fitness during the season. So those that have joined late, for me, according to periodization, is actually good, because the freshness of the players is very important, so that the players doesn't get sustained injuries during the course of the season. So those who have joined late in the camp of their team preseason is actually good, because they will really recover. Because the recovery is holistic. You have to your mind have to recover, and your body have to recover.
I'm also interested in the Sundowns. Well, Sundowns was in the US, and they are coming back a bit late, which will also, judging by when you look at the dates, they will not have a longer preseason. Does this affect them, or does it also maybe put them in an advantage because they recently performed in a tournament?
These will actually work in advantage of Sundowns because I can say they already started their preseason at the Club World Cup. Because now, hence you remember I spoke about the chronic load. Like they have loaded them. Like now when they get into the end season, they're just gonna try to accumulate the acute load in a week or in a week 1 or 2, and then from there they'll be ready for their first official game, which will be the MTN Cup. So for them starting late, it will actually work for them because their players they are resting and recovering holistically after a very long season from the PSL and also the CAF Champions League and also the Club World Cup. For them, they already have their chronic load. I can't really say they are already unloaded. They still have the chronic load, and then from there they will just with the weeks that they have, 2 or 3 weeks, they'll only prepare for the first official game of the season.
Let's talk about these two teams that have toured Spain and also Holland, Kaizer Chiefs and Orlando Pirates. Is there anything special for them being there, or it also goes with the level of opposition that they are facing?
So for me, with my opinion, okay, it's good because they go there maybe to try to find competition. They go there to try to play those European teams. So from me, with what I've observed, yes, they find competition. Like your Kaizer Chiefs, they played some matches, and even already Pirates, they were there. They played some competitive matches. So for me, personally, as my opinion, this preseason it really worked in their favor because they went there, and with the complexity of their opponent that they're playing there, it will really prime them or prepare them for the season that they are going to take place in.
Because you are going to be a constant feature in our podcast, we'll have you again in 2 weeks' time when it's closer to action. But maybe what are the new trends? Are there any trends in the strength and conditioning space we can look forward to, or that are already happening this season?
Yeah, they always be trends because you can see even with Thomas, when he went to Spain with Orlando Pirates, they were trying to show their GPS units that like how do they load their players. So there are a lot of trends that you can see. Even Sundowns after the match, they enter the pitch with some protein shakes and everything to say okay they played. Those are the trends. Like the players they recover and consume a protein shake immediately after the game because there's time that there's a time limitation when to consume those protein shakes after a game. So there are a lot of trends that we will be seeing in the new season. Hence, I just mentioned about even the GPS units that we also see the players wearing the GPS vest.
We will have another session where we talk periodization and everything, but I can imagine that in the modern day, there's a really special relationship between a coach and the strength and conditioning coach.
Yes, because the role of the strength and conditioning actually in the preseason is very important because the strength and conditioning coach is the one that prepares the car for the coach. So he prepares the engine for the coach because the strength and conditioning coach also have to understand the game model of the head coach or also the playing style of the head coach, and then he primes or prepares the players according to how the coach wants to play. So if the coach wants intelligent players or if the coach wants to run more, so that's how the strength and conditioning will design he will design training exercises that will match the game model or the playing style of the coach. That's the role of the training of the strength and conditioning coach. He has to be closer to the head coach to understand his philosophy, to understand his game model, so that he will be able to train the players accordingly to the way of the head coach.